On this episode of OffBeat, Joaquin Ramirez Virial. Something new this episode, I'll be singing in the studio with our guest, and there'll be only 5 cuts. Stay with us.
Give me $1 million, $2 million, I'm just going to try and make one song. I swing my sword, sword, I swing my sword. I'm waking up, ashing up.
OffBeat! The show about getting weird with weirdos. Nerds. The best kind of human. Every week, we talk to a star, an NYU student musician who's cool as, man! Yes, that intro is scripted and will be repeated every week. Who do we have with us today?
Joaquin Ramirez, although you may call me Joaquin Ramirez Virial if you feel so inclined.
Oh, do people ever call you that?
Yes.
Really?
My mother, because she wants me to remember that her last name is involved.
So tell me about music and you. The earliest story that I know of you playing music is at a summer camp in which you were in a band. Is that the first time that you picked up an instrument? Playing the bass or the drums? What was it?
It was the bass, and I was really hoping that you would mention that. The Animal Crackers, that was my first band that I was involved in, and it was a summer rock camp. Like, my brother was busy doing animation stuff in Final Cut Pro, and my mother... Yeah, well, it's funny because then I wanted to nerd out and do what he did, but my mom was like, no, do something else. I was like, okay, fine, Mom. Like, I'll do that. I would actually venture to say my first musical adventures were around like 8 or 9, probably. You know what? Even possibly, no, I would say 8 or 9 because around 8 or 9 was when I first started playing the piano. Around 9, I actually joined my school's choir. So I went to like a Catholic school. So we had, our own choir there. And that was kind of my first exposure. And then it was piano. And then I think from piano, I played the guitar because my brother had a guitar. But I didn't want to be like him. I wanted to be different. So I decided to play the bass. And so then that camp was like the first time I ever played with anybody. The first time I ever really like went out of my way to learn songs. And the first time I played an instrument while singing together. So... And by the way, about that, we absolutely blew every other like rock group out of the water. Can I just say? The group before us did a like karaoke performance of "Swing My Sword."
That is.
Minecraft song. I swing my sword, sword. I swing my sword. They did a medley. Actually, they did that one, and then they did like "What Does the Fox Say?" No instruments involved. It was just singing and a bit of dancing. And then there was another group that was doing some I don't even remember, just nonsense. And then we came on, and I was up there, and I was singing and playing the bass for It's Time, which is an Imagine Dragons song. And, the drums were a little off time. The pianist couldn't exactly figure out how to play the 3 notes over and over again. It's do 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 do. So on the recording, it just sounds really all over the place, but there was so much heart and spirit, we just carried it through.
Is that the Piano Cat song?
I don't think so, but I do know that no, the one do 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 do
yeah,
do do
that's
do,
what it made me.
Do 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 do. No, this one is do 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 do. Although if you hear the song, it's actually I don't think it's a banjo, but it's like reminiscent of a banjo. What's actually doing that?
Oh, I got
sound.
you. You just had the keyboard kind of take up.
Yeah,
I got you.
And just another aside, but I think that first Imagine Dragons album is actually a good piece of music, and it was genuinely one of my early inspirations.
So can you tell me what's up with kids still being addicted to Imagine Dragons?
Because when you make...
Like, why is that little boy music? Like, that Imagine Dragons figured it out.
Okay, first of all, don't tell me that Radioactive wasn't one of the coolest things you ever heard when it came out when you were 13. Like, I'm waking up, ashing up. It's like my, it was like, it had all these like crazy synths, and it was doing all this. There was a certain sound that was going around that time. I'm thinking also of
Sail.
Sail,
bro.
Sail, yeah.
That was the same thing.
You know which other one I'm thinking of actually? I can't let you get too close to love me.
I don't know that
I
one.
don't know the I really say.
Oh,
Hey, yeah.
yes. Wait. What's the
I
that's
can't let you close to love. Pom, 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 pom.
yes.
It was like we'd all figured out what these like synth basses
Yeah,
were,
yeah, yeah.
and we were throwing them in everywhere.
We as
So
in Imagine Dragons.
we as in the yes, we as in like the music industry was like, what's that? Like let's
Yeah.
but Sail was a great example. Sail was a great example. Also
Bro,
Renegade, like
my older sister was in a summer dance camp and they did Sail for that camp, and so she would practice it at home. And like the part where the iconic part of the song, like Sail,
Sail.
bum, 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 you know, she would like the part of the dance went crazy, and I was watching in awe. And like we used to dance to that thing together, and you would just like there was only one move that could be done on the bass drop, and it was always just like flail your body as hard as you
Baby,
can.
I'm a different breed.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we have the camp. What's like the next chapter in that book of music?
I think the next chapter was then moving on to choosing bass as my main kind of like instrument. I came back to the UK, and at this point I was getting a bit tired of like the piano. I think I had too many competing interests at this point. I was in choir, although I actually left choir I think when I was like 13 because it was actually I felt like my choir professor just didn't really care about me. So I was like, okay, singing, it's not for me. Piano, this is too rigid. Like I'm learning these, like I don't know, variations that just don't interest me that much because that's not what I'm listening to. So I was like, bass. That is a thing. I liked playing its time. I liked singing alongside it. So I started just taking bass lessons for a while, and kind of slowly getting rid of the other classes that I was having, and I would have like bass lesson like 2 times a week, and that kind of led me to also start learning more songs, playing more songs, just like trying to learn as much music as I possibly could that I thought was like
What do
cool.
you think was the motivation for it? Like, were you hoping to show a certain person, or was it just for yourself, or
I think there was probably a tinge of like this would be so cool to show to like everyone, like I'm gonna get up on stage and I'm gonna rock the hell out.
Hmm.
But in my mind, it was always to satisfy this itch that I had to be able to recreate what someone else was doing that I liked sonically, and to also be able to like mess with it in a certain way. Like I like the idea of being able to like mess with a thing that I really liked. And I was like, I'd always listen to songs and I'd be like, I wish this section was like a bit longer or something. And then when I learned that song, it was like, oh my gosh, I can just do what I want with this
And
thing.
that's a good transition into what you do now as a DJ, I feel like, where you kind of are the remixer of all these songs.
Yeah, entirely. Because with DJing, it's so invested in like the feel of a song or the feel of like a certain idea, right? It's like on the fly, chopping and flipping. And I think that that was always what like interested me about DJing was like I really liked the idea of like, let me take this drum from this song, this idea from this song,
Mm.
let me loop this thing, let me bring in this other thing, and still try and make it sound like it makes sense with each other, still make it sound like it's not like clashing. Um,
Well, you ready for a song?
yeah.
Let's show them a song.
All right, guys.
Here is In Your Atmosphere by John Mayer. I don't think I'm gonna go to LA anymore. I don't think I'm gonna go to LA anymore. I don't know what it's like to land and I race to your door. I don't think I'm gonna go to LA anymore. I don't think I'm gonna go to LA anymore. Not sure that I really ever could. Hold on to your hotel key and your bedroom neighborhood, and be sleepwalking in Hollywood. I'm gonna steer clear or burn up in your atmosphere. I'm gonna steer clear, 'cause I'd die if I saw you, die if I didn't see that. I don't think I'm gonna go to LA anymore. I get lost on the boulevard at night, without your voice to tell me I love you, take a ride. The 10 and the 2 is the loneliest side. I'm gonna steer clear, burn up in your atmosphere. I'm gonna steer clear, 'cause I'd die if I saw you, die if I didn't see you. I'm gonna steer clear, oh, burn up in your atmosphere. I'm gonna steer clear, 'cause I'd die if I saw you, die if I didn't see that. Oh, I think I'm gonna stay in the grave. Think I'm gonna stay. And all the streetlights say, never mind, never mind. Canyon lines say, never mind, never mind. The sunset says we see this all the time. Never mind, never you mind. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I wonder where I am in my relationship to you. Wherever you go, wherever you are, watch that life play out in pretty pictures from afar. Wherever I go, whatever I do, I wonder where I am in my relationship to you. Wherever you go, wherever you are, I watch that life play out in pretty pictures from afar. Oh, 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 da 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 da. Oh, oh, da 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 da. That was amazing, I thought.
I thought it was great too.
You hit me up however far back, and you wanted to sing this song with me. And since then, you've brought it up a couple times, like, "Hey, we need to record this. We need to record this." I wonder, do you ever feel like I'm too busy to be your friend?
No, I feel like I'm too.
No, just scoot back so you
Okay,
can.
scoot back. I feel like um I'm too caught up in too many things myself, or in thinking that, if I don't do a certain thing at a certain time, that X or Y or Z. I think I'm a like big ideas person, and by no way is it like on you if I don't execute on something. If I'm not like, if I don't, it's like I should be pestering you, but I should also like be like, hey, we're gonna record this at this time, XYZ, like let's get
Mm-mm-mm.
this thing done. Also, I've been like kind of busy making my own songs anyways, and like going to the studio with Mateo um to kind of like think about something like that. But now that you brought it up, I'm like, yeah, we should go and record this in the studio. I would love to do that. I would love to kind of have like a cover out there. Um,
For the sake of trying to find some theme throughout our conversation, you mentioned at the beginning that the reason why that there was a point in which you felt you were playing too many instruments and you had to like pick one thing.
yeah.
And now it sounds like you're saying you have too many big ideas and you haven't picked one. If you could pick one big idea to shoot after right now, any of the big ideas that you have, and you had all the time in the world and the funding to do it, what would be your first choice?
Make a song, record, make and record a song.
An
I'm still
original
gonna
song.
do it. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it before the end of the year. That was my plan. Last year, I was like, okay, two things need to happen. One, I have to release something before the end of the year. Two, I need to release something good before my birthday. So that one is like a little further down the line. Although technically I was like EP, but I'm gonna tamper my expectations a little bit, because what's more important is to just, I very much agree with the idea of just like produce, make. I make a lot of ideas, but I get bored of those ideas quickly. So it's important to like, if I were to do anything, I don't, give me $1 million, $2 million, I'm just gonna try and make one song. That's all I have.
What kind of song is it going to be?
It's gonna be acoustic. It's gonna be folky. I'm thinking though it could be a little bit like, Nick Drake sophomore effort, or Elliott Smith like later down the line effort, where it's like acoustic, but then bring in like, other elements, maybe bring in a violin, bring in like bass, bring in a piano for a certain section. But the idea should be good enough that it should be able to be done acoustically. Like, I think another idea for this first song is if I could double track it. Like, I know that there's this kind of big joke right now, like an inner joke within like the folky world, that's like, oh, everyone's trying to be Elliott Smith or whatever. Well, yeah, because the man understood that there didn't need to be so many tracks. He did something very simple, very addictive, very compelling, off just double tracking, two guitars, two voices, something like that. You fill out the room and you don't need all the bells and whistles either. So,
Well,
yeah.
thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me, and I'm glad that I could be of use as a last minute replacement. Although later down the line, I'll be back here
He'll be back
promoting
with
my
his
song.
exactly. That's exactly what I love to hear. Well, I'll see you soon.
Like later today, maybe.
Yeah,
Later
probably.
this week. Yeah.
That was episode 6 of OffBeat. If you liked our show, go check out our last episode to hear a song and stories by Victoria Princey. Also, check out our Instagram and TikTok at offbeat.radio to see funny clips not even in the podcast. And shoot me a DM to tell me what you think of this new test format. Do you prefer a more raw show? Do you like the singing live? I'm your host, Julien Collet. Joaquin and I decided to become bumblebees before the show to warm up our voices. Tune in next time.